All right, guys, welcome to this kind of special episode. Me and Matt did this one time when we talked about just the news that Gareth Edwards was coming on to do Jurassic World. Whenever that news broke, I don't remember. But since we started the Pop Culture podcast, which David was a part of, obviously, he's one of the hosts. So hopefully, if you haven't, go check it out. There'll be a link somewhere above. But we got some news today about Jurassic World Rebirth, which was kind of the working title. Everyone kind of guessed that for a little bit. It's either that or Jurassic World Extinction is another hot one that's been like floating around since Jurassic Park 4. And
I
people
wouldn't
thought
be
that,
surprised if
yeah,
that's going to be like one of the ones in this trilogy.
right? Yeah, no. So we got that. We got the logo. We got some pictures of the three kind of big casts. A lot of people said Scarlett Johansson and the actor in that picture looked like an adult Tim and Lex. But according to the summary, that's not who they're playing. But
That'd be super
some
cool.
reason, right? That's what I was like. I was like, yeah, I mean that would work. Brendan, we just texted you pictures. Have you seen them?
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I was going to say, I can start off by reading the plot synopsis and we can talk about it.
Yes, let's do that.
A new era is born. Next summer, 3 years after the Jurassic World trilogy concluded, with each film surpassing $1 billion at the global box office, the enduring Jurassic series evolves in an ingenious new direction with Jurassic World Rebirth. Anchored by iconic action superstar Scarlett Johansson, breakthrough talent Jonathan Bailey, and two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, this action-packed new chapter sees an intrepid team racing to secure DNA samples from the three most colossal creatures across land, sea, and air. Also starring acclaimed international stars Rupert Friend and Manuel Garcia Rolfo, the film is directed by dynamic visualist Gareth Edwards from a script by original Jurassic Park screenwriter David Cope. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they once thrived. The three most colossal creatures within that tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous, life-saving benefits to the humankind. Academy Award nominee Johansson plays skilled covert operations expert Zora Bennett, contracted to lead a skilled team on a top-secret mission to secure genetic material from the world's three most massive dinosaurs. When Zora's operation intersects with a civilian family whose boating expedition was capsized by marauding aquatic dinos, they all find themselves stranded on an island where they come face to face with a sinister, shocking discovery that's been hidden from the world for decades. And then after that, it just talks about like cast. I don't really care about that, but that's the story. I don't know if you caught this. There's going to be 3 giant dinosaurs that they're trying to find. Did you? I don't think they did that subtly enough.
All right, so based off of that, it sounds kind of similar in nature, small scale, like Gareth Edwards' first film, which was, can you see it? Monsters.
There we go.
Which I don't know if you ever saw that, but Monsters is the reason why he got Godzilla.
Okay.
It's a small little story about 2 people that are in a quarantine zone and they're trying to make it over the border. They're in the quarantine zone because that's where all these like alien monsters are.
Is that one of the 3 colossal dinosaurs you have there?
Yeah.
Brendan, any thoughts on the little synopsis they gave us?
No. I'll be interested. I mean, I'll watch it. I've seen all the others.
David, you've brought up massive dinosaurs because, yeah, they kind of worded that weird. Is this just the most massive dinosaurs still around? Is this the most massive dinosaurs? Because then it's just whole sauropods.
Because there's no way it's going to be like, oh, there goes a brontosaurus. Got to grab. No. It's obviously going to be 3 of like the most dangerous ones to get close to. Like it'll probably be some form of a carnivorous T-Rex type dinosaur. Then it's probably going to be the Mosasaurus type thing again, or something similar to that. And then I guess because they said air, sea, land, it'll probably be some giant pterodactyl type dinosaur.
Right. And there's been rumors because there's some set leaks of the capsizing boat, which I'm guessing is where that family comes from. But a lot of people are saying it's maybe the return of the Spinosaurus, which is the one in the
I-
water.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, especially since it's not typically like an aquatic dinosaur. It just happens to be there at the time or something.
Well, and a lot of these too, they're talking about the designs are going to look different because it's been 5 or so years. The dinosaurs that we're seeing are now evolving into kind of more evolved. I don't know.
Would
Trying
they
to think how
really
to-
evolve that much in 5 years?
That's where I was like, maybe we should set this out a little bit further.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe if they did like, oh, it's been 40 years,
Yeah.
something like that.
Similar to what was at Planet of the Apes, they went quite a few generations later where
Mhm.
growth
Yeah,
could be
to make it
understood.
make sense that would have happened in that time span.
Yeah, I don't know because at first I thought this was going to take place a lot further out, and I also thought it was perhaps just a complete reboot of the series as a whole. But clearly, it's just moving on in the same timeline, which is probably smart because unless you're going to start from the beginning, I'm hoping it's more darker. David Cope, obviously known for Lost World, Jurassic Park, had its moments. Definitely more than I think the last couple of Jurassics, but the books for Jurassic Park and the Lost World are pretty
Oh,
dark.
way darker. So many more deaths.
Yeah, pretty horrific scenes. There's actually some. There's a guy that like illustrates the scenes. I'll have to send you guys because it's fantastic. But it's very alien-esque, like aliens with dinosaurs.
Okay. Can we all agree? Like, they're not like, I wouldn't say any of the movies are like awful or anything. They're all like, they're decent. But can we all agree that the first Jurassic Park is definitely the best one?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay. Like, without that, there's no way they would have made it to as many movies as we've gotten. Like, it's still somewhat living off of how amazing the first movie was.
Well, I think, yeah, and then we all have that hope that the next one will be as good as the original, but none have.
I mean, the first Jurassic World, I felt like it had flashes of that same brilliance. That they did a really good job of doing the kind of soft reboot with that, I think. Using the same world and kind of keeping it going. Because I feel like Jurassic 3 really threw things off.
See, I like Jurassic 3.
Was
do.
Jurassic
It was
3
okay,
the one
but
with the satellite phone?
Yeah, the
That
one where it's all
yellow
about the
one?
raptor eggs and everything.
Yeah.
I like 3 more than I like Lost World, to be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of Lost World.
We got Mr. Spino from JP3. I actually have the dead T-Rex, so I can make T-Rex fans all mad. No, but for me, like
Honestly-
the first 3 Jurassics just feel different than the last 3, if
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They have
You
just
can
a
tell they were
different
made in a
feel.
different era.
Yeah, it's the
Different people
practical
behind it.
effects. Yeah,
Well,
Well,
that's because they actually had dinosaurs to use back then.
I know.
And then they all died out before Jurassic World. So
David, how do you rank them? Like, if you had to rank them right now, kind of blind,
all 6?
all 6, yeah.
I would say number 1, of course, Jurassic Park. Actually, let's start at the bottom. I'm gonna say Dominion at the very bottom. That was the second one of the second trilogy, right?
No, that was the third one. Fallen Kingdom.
Sorry,
Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. That's the second one after Jurassic World. That was the worst.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. And then with like the little clone girl, like no, dumb. Everything about that's dumb. After that, I would probably place Dominion. Then it went a little too heavy on the whole plague storyline, in my opinion, and the bugs. Like I get it, but it was a way to shoehorn in having all the old stars back, which I love to see them, but they deserved a better story. So I put that there. Fourth, I'm gonna have to go with probably Lost World. I'm gonna go Lost World number 4. 3, I'd say Jurassic Park 3, and then number 2 would be Jurassic World, and then number 1 Jurassic Park.
Interesting. Brendan, what about you? Fast and Furious 10 comes in at number 6. All right.
Oh, we're doing those
That's
movies?
when we found it. That's when we found out all the dinosaurs were family.
Oh, that's why they'd never die. Family doesn't die.
That's right. They don't give up on each other.
Exactly. I think I'd have to agree with David. I will have to rewatch Jurassic World 2 and 3 just because I don't quite remember them. I recently rewatched the first 4. So Jurassic Park 1 through 3, and then Jurassic World. But I don't own Jurassic World 2 or 3, so I'm gonna have to find them and rewatch them.
What are you doing? I mean, I own like
No, I thought I had.
copies.
I thought I had them. I thought I had Blu-ray and digital, but apparently not.
I have Blu-ray, DVD, VHS. What do you want? For me,
VHS of Jurassic World. That's impressive.
no. I have
He's got
VHS.
Dominion on VHS.
Yeah, I custom ordered it.
He sat
I
in the
actually
theater
think-
with an old camera. Just
There you go.
the
Oh,
theater
let's
workers saw
see.
him. They just felt bad for him. They're like, just let him.
All right, so for me, 1, Jurassic Park. 6 is Fallen Kingdom. I remember watching that and feeling both disappointed and just kind of flabbergasted that was the direction they were going in.
Because after
I mean-
Jurassic World, there was so much promise.
Yeah, I like Jurassic World. Where I rank it in my list depends on the day. I think it and Dominion can flip back and forth depending on my mood. Because sometimes I might be like, well, if I want to watch Jurassic World, it's kind of like watching The Force Awakens. If I want to watch that, I could just go watch New Hope, which is like a better version of it. Now, don't get me wrong, Force Awakens gave me a lot of hope, and then we saw, much like Fallen Kingdom, Last Jedi just took it all away.
I was gonna say crashed and burned.
Well,
Yeah.
just like in that trilogy, I feel like the first one was the best one.
Yeah, so Dominion and the first Jurassic World would be 4 or 5. 3 would be The Lost World. 2 would be JP3, and 1 Jurassic Park. What about you, Matt?
Where are we going? 1 through.
Go 6 through 1.
Yeah, start at 6 and go up.
Jeez. I think the second Jurassic World would be my bottom 6.
Okay, so consensus Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, worst.
Yeah. And then I'd probably have to go with Jurassic Park 2.
Oh, Lost
At
World at number
5,
5.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one either. I agree.
I wasn't sold on it. And then 4 would probably be Jurassic Park 3. 3 would be Jurassic World?
Dominion?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Jurassic World 1 would be 2. And then Jurassic Park, the original, would be King of them all, number 1.
Very close to my list.
Is Dominion the one where they try to stop the people from selling the
Dominion's the most recent one with all the Jeff Goldblum and everybody coming back.
right?
And
Yeah.
Locust.
Yeah, and they're gonna do that plague that's gonna get released with like the prehistoric bugs.
But was it Kingdom or Dominion that was they stopped the rich from selling the dinosaurs as
Oh,
pets?
that's Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, that's the one where the brontosauruses are left on the dock and they die.
Hey, and it's been retcon. That was the first one you ever saw in the first Jurassic Park because they said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill it. Just because you love that movie, kill it. Just murder it right.
They
on the
decided
dot.
that was gonna be that one that we saw in the very first one.
Yeah, they have come out and said that's the
Wow.
first one.
Oh,
Just like the T
the one
Rex
that's
is
like
the first
eating-
one.
oh.
Yeah. That's why it does its same pose and everything.
Just to be like, you remember that movie that was good?
Let's subvert your expectations.
Let's just get rid of that right off the bat. This is gonna suck.
Oh
What's
man,
with
there.
people killing them?
I had so much hope for that one because it looked in the trailers. It looked dark. It looked very Nosferatu inspired, which for a little bit it was, but it just didn't play into that, and it had too much like kooky things going on. Like the whole lava bit was just—it's kind of embarrassing to watch that with people. Like if you're that close to lava, you're dead. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. The Stiggy Moloch just running through, which is fun fact: Stiggy Moloch isn't a valid dinosaur. It's actually just a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. So, and they also in Dominion they say Giganotosaurus wrong. They call it Giga, and then they made it look like Godzilla. I don't know why. Do you know why the Giganotosaurus looked the way it did in Dominion? I saw you talking to Andrew.
I don't remember. Somebody spilled the coffee on their AI creator, and it spit out the Giganotosaurus. No, it was a cross between two dinosaurs, wasn't it? Like they
No,
figured
that was the
they messed-
Indominus.
Oh, that Dominus. Okay.
No, the Giganotosaurus just weirdly lived in the late Cretaceous with T-Rex, which is weird since it lived in the early Cretaceous in South America, so very far away. It also had a weirdly tall spine, which Giganotosaurus is known for a very flat back, so again, don't know why. But if you look at it, ScarJo is going to be our lead. Scarlett Johansson, probably most people know her from MCU Black Widow, but she is also the producer. I don't know if she's like the main producer of this movie, but I don't know what that says. Like, does she believe in it if she's putting her money in it, David, do you think?
I think so.
Like, I have some hope actually for this one. Like, I don't know how much hope I had for Dominion after Fallen Kingdom, but a fresh batch of people I'm excited for.
I just hope that they're not going to go, because I know they tried to push this. The studio tried to push for a long time that they wanted it to develop into a story where eventually InGen had used the dinosaur DNA and mixed it with like humans to make like hybrid dinosaur soldiers, and that would be the dumbest. I'm sorry, that would be the death of everything Jurassic if they took it that direction, because that's so stupid.
That was almost Jurassic 4. Jurassic Extinction was going to be. Yeah, those human hybrids, which
and then when they started kind of going that way with the clone girl and everything, I was like, oh man, they're gonna do it. I'm so glad somebody talked some sense into someone.
Well, you know what else the studio wanted? They wanted
a crossover of Men in Black and 21 Jump Street, where they joined the Men in Black.
Well, actually, I was going to say they were pushing for Jurassic World to cross over with Fast and Furious. Not even a lie. That is what they wanted.
Well, you saw that Transformers and Godzilla are crossover, right?
I mean, Transformers and G.I. Joe are crossing over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but that's actually a thing.
Makes sense.
Kind of a thing. Honestly, no. If I had to pick, though, between the dumbass dinosaur soldier hybrids and Fast and the Furious, I'll take Vin Diesel riding a raptor. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be stupid, but at least it'll be like fun, maybe. Like I'll watch that.
Fun, maybe.
Because at that point, we've all just agreed that it's so stupid that we can just enjoy it. We're not trying to pretend like it's a good movie. You're here to watch Vin Diesel ride dinosaurs. All right, let's go. Whereas the other one, they would still try to make it a good movie, a good storyline, and it would be terrible.
They're trying to take Blue's kid away, and Vin Diesel's like, family.
Right. If they're gonna do something, just be like the bad guy, comes up in like a really sick car and is like, "What are you gonna do?" And then he like whistles, and a velociraptor shows up and he jumps on him, and he's like, "I'm gonna race you back to the Stone Age," or something stupid like that. And it just goes, I mean, don't they basically have superpowers in that world now? And like they went to space at one point. Like, honestly, dinosaurs might be the logical next step.
I mean, at this point, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, for a while, and I was like, please don't do that. And then, I don't know. I really...
Right, so here's the question. Not Fast and the Furious, but if they made a separate movie, not Jurassic Park necessarily, but it's a world where dinosaurs have been brought back, but purely for people to race. And it's like a dinosaur racing league on like tracks and like, would you watch that movie?
I mean, that might be interesting.
Like Dino Racers. Like, would you go?
It's
not like NASCAR. It's not just a circle. We'll do it like Grand Prix style. So they got like expansive. Or you know what? It's Hidalgo, but dinosaurs instead of horses. Are you in?
Dino Derby.
I was gonna say, what if it was more like Death Race, but you added dinosaurs into it? So you got inmates who get eaten by the
inmates and dinosaurs
like that. That'd be perfect.
It's like the longest yard, but instead of football, they race dinosaurs.
Hey, they made a dinosaur movie that's kind of like the Hunger Games, but with dinosaurs.
So the dinosaur learned how to shoot a bow and arrow? That's crazy.
No, it's like the people are in like a Hunger Games style, and there's dinosaurs, but they're all like computer generated dinosaurs. But the T-Rex for a while was one of the more accurate T-Rexes on screen. And so it was like a really terrible movie, but then a T-Rex would show up. and you're like,
So tell
"Woo."
me this: would you watch a reality TV show that's like Survivor? Okay, it's exactly Survivor, except one of the contestants is a dinosaur. It's a velociraptor. And every time you see it, it's literally a raptor with like a wig. But none of the contestants can tell who it is. So they all think everybody's a human. And every now and then, the raptor just kills some people. And they're like, who is it? You know, they're making alliances, like talking to the raptor. The raptor's name is Beth. They're like, Beth, we're going to stick together, final two. And the raptor's just like, and they're like, oh, man, you're so funny, Beth, right? You know, whole time.
Do you think Chris James would do a review of that one on his channel?
Yes, as best show ever.
Okay, so as long as he's talking about it, like, sign me up.
Well, no, I kind of like
Chris James is the host of the show.
There you go. I kind of like where you're going with it, Keegan. Do a dinosaur kind of spin-off where all of them are AI except for one, and we don't tell you which one. So you play
each dinosaur is AI except one?
Like every dinosaur is AI but one. So one will completely F up your day, you know, and you got to pick and choose, you know, that battle.
Well, and some of the people with the leaks, I mean, we kind of talked about the darker kind of aura that was going on, but maybe just getting back to basics is what I've heard. So, I mean, that would be good, because if you could get back and make like a horror themed one, I mean, I guess that's what I'm on board for. And Brendan's not read the books. He has to. Brendan, what are you doing?
Honestly, I think it would be really cool if they're going into this whole plot line of, you know, the world can't sustain these creatures really in a lot of places, which would be accurate to these times. You know, that makes sense. And that they kind of exist in like one or two particular places. This trilogy leads up to them deciding to round up the dinosaurs and put them in a zoo-like environment. And the last one of this trilogy is Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. And it's where they've created a new park with the remaining dinosaurs.
In the ashes of the original. They're just like, oh, this is a nice island.
This is such a good idea. Why hasn't anybody done this?
Why hasn't anyone done it? Well, okay, so what's the big secret, you think? Because some of the pictures have shown like engine stuff, so we know obviously it's going to tie in with that. But what do you think the big secret that they've like teased in their synopsis is going to be?
That they never brought dinosaurs back, and it's been scalies the whole time, which is the furry version of people who dress like lizards.
I thought you were going to say
it's people in a suit.
Oh no, not Andrew's going to be all over that. He's going to say top 10 suits.
Actually,
okay, guys, if you haven't seen it, Andrew did a top 10 Bigfoot suit. Number one spoiler was the Patterson Gimlin. If you're mad, you're mad. Go yell in the comments of that video.
How funny would it be if that was the secret at it, was that it's like the reptilians taking over the world by like using these dinosaurs as their minions. And like the engine is actually reptilians that were trying to bring back their like closest allies. And it just becomes like a conspiracy theory, just like nightmare about everything.
So did you watch Camp Cretaceous?
No.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
I might have watched people watching it to kind of get the gist. I know in one season when they have the Spinosaurus,
I heard it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, some seasons are good, I've heard, and then some are kind of really weird and out there. There's a season where they're in this like environment that can change based off whatever the computer people put in. So it's a desert, or it's like polar, or it's lush vegetation. There's like robot sentries and robot dogs, and they mind control the dinosaurs. And I'm like, when did we become this? Like, what's going on? I'm trying to think. So far, that's really all the news we have. David, if you had to guess now, what are the 3 dinosaurs? If you had to pick 3, or prehistoric animals.
Okay.
What?
You know what? I've thought about it a little bit since we talked. I'm hoping. I know we said it would probably be like Spinosaurus or something carnivorous, T-Rex, whatever. I think it'd be more exciting if they really do go with like what is that giant? Is it a what's the largest dinosaur that ever? I know it was like some version of like a Brontosaurus-esque.
Argentinosaurus from pretty good material, or Bruhathcasaurus from India, which was almost double its size, about the size of a blue whale running around.
what did they call? Is it like super sword? There was something that there's a name, or
Here, I'll tell you.
Titanosaurus. Here we go. What are 8 of the world's largest? According to, anyways, one of these guys, one of these like massive, big Walker Brontosaurus-esque dinosaurs. I hope that's the one that they have to get it from, but that one is like being hunted or has all these carnivorous dinosaurs around it. So it's not so much they're trying to like subdue and get DNA from like a T-Rex. It's, but there's a herd of these extremely vicious, hungry dinosaurs trying to take down the dinosaur we do need to get close to. Something like that.
So I sent you the name of the dinosaur. That would be cool.
What is the...
Bruhithyosaurus.
Not pronounce that. It's going to be something simple. They're going to keep them as easy as they can. But yes,
they'll change the name.
Yeah, that's more likely. Oh, we have to go find the Bigosaurus, something like that.
Hey, but this one weighed approximately 170 tons. This is as big as a blue whale. Could you imagine that? That'd be so cool to see.
I can't imagine that. So that would be a cool way, but more than likely the land one will probably be some big relative of the Indominus Rex or some crap like that. Something they got to find. The water one, I still definitely think it'll be something similar to a Mosasaurus or, maybe something that's looking like that more Loch Ness type kind of, maybe that like a Plesiosaurus or something. And then air one, I'm still thinking it's going to be just one of the giant pterodactyls because they're very predictable. That's the simplest way to do it to invest the general audience.
Okay. Matt?
I can't say the big terminologies that you all can. I don't know. You got to go with some sort of flying vulture, raptor type thing, something hideous, like the flying gremlins back in the day.
Just gremlins?
Right? Yeah, I'd be like, damn.
All right, so Matt is picking gremlins for the Flyers.
Yeah. Then, I don't know. I mean, the bigger isn't necessarily the more terrifying. I think you get something that just...
Right, but they deliberately kept saying in the synopsis that it's like the biggest, the colossal.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, how big can you get before it's like, okay, I don't believe this crap?
170 tons. That's almost 150 feet long. I mean, that's pretty big.
Well, let's do this. Let's go with the biggest, baddest dinosaur, but it's got like the dumbest growl or roar. It sounds more like a puppy trying to get you, right? Sounds more like
I'm just going to animate that. All they're going to see is a dinosaur walk up.
Oh no, I hear it.
Everyone's like, run from that thing. It's terrifying. Everyone's like, yeah, right. And then it's like, oh my God, it is. And then, C is next, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is where that one Cree urchin that has like the light on its head that can shine and go through the dark. We saw it in Finding Nemo. Something like that, maybe, but bigger. Kind of like
the anglerfish. That'd be kind of cool.
Kind of like a megalodon.
Oh, I could see them bring in Megalodon. So, I'm sending you guys a link. Maybe. Does it work?
Oh, look at that sweet puppy.
Aw. Alright, so Brennan, I also sent you the link. Matt, I texted you the link too. David, I messaged you. So, back in the 90s, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but there was a line of Jurassic Park toys made by Kenner, which were like these weird amalgamations. I have some somewhere. So, like, you have the Paradeinonychus, which is like partially Parasaurolophus, partially Deinonychus, right? And their big bad was the Ultimasaurus, which is the link I sent you. That's more of a modern update of it with like Tyrannosaurus.
It kind of looks like a dragon without wings.
So what if that's what they're working on? That's their big mystery.
That's kind of your Godzilla mix too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool, but I think that's too cool for them to do. Again, I think it's going to be very recognizable, very close to what we've seen to get people hyped to come back to this series. Because I think they kind of lost them.
Okay.
I'd be down for that, but like I guarantee we're going to see like the original T-Rex again.
Oh, 100%.
Hey,
she's got to be there.
Yeah, they're going to be like, here's Rexy. She's probably like 45 years old at this point. They probably the oldest T-Rex we have on record is like 30. So
I would love to see the original Velociraptors back.
oh yeah, from the
I think they were the
93 movie.
coolest in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I also like the JP3 Raptors.
Yeah, those were okay. I didn't really like what they did with like Blue and all that. Like, okay, it was fine, but it was not what I'd be like, yeah, that's Raptors.
Hopeful list, maybe. Not ones I want to say Spinosaurus, it's my favorite dinosaur, but it's just been blacklisted from the franchise. I mean, they won't even make a nice collectible of it.
I wonder why.
Mattel, because it killed the T-Rex, even though that's what they've done in every other movie they've had a dinosaur do that, and no one cares. So for water, that's my hopeful pick. For land, if we're gonna go large, it's not the largest, like I said, Argentinosaurus, but one that'd be really cool to see is Alamosaurus, which, David, if you go to Dallas's museum, they have a pretty nice skeleton of Alamosaurus in it. That would be kind of cool. It's the largest North American dinosaur. Would be awesome to see. Never really given airtime anywhere. And by air, Hatzicopteryx would be really cool, like Quetzalcoatlus, but even more menacing. I think Prehistoric Planet kind of did it justice. So I don't know. Maybe I take the back.
Honestly, if like you were saying, how they're saying that dinosaurs were kind of changing in the years they've been free, I would be okay if they wanted to say that maybe the dinosaurs were like the breeding now because they weren't being injected with things anymore. They were slowly becoming more like what dinosaurs were, like maybe some more of the feathery looking one, things like that. Because they did make a point to mention that they look how they do in the movies because that's what Hammond wanted at the beginning, was to make them, to look scarier, more teeth, all that kind of stuff. So if they maybe wanted to start having some dinosaurs like raptors with more of the big feather patterns on them and things where you can kind of see the link to birds, that could be kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, I'd be down for it. Prehistoric Planet, because I know people for a while said you can't do it and make it look cool, but the Velociraptors in Prehistoric Planet, A+. I mean, they were so cool, and how they use their wings to like glide down silently down these cliffs to do their hunts and stuff. That would be cool.
I feel like there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, so I mean, so far we're kind of going off a lot of nothing. We got 2 pictures, a title, and a logo, and a director. If no one's ever seen Monsters, go watch it. It was his first and one of his better ones. I think as a director, he's pretty good. I enjoyed Godzilla 2014 and Rogue One. I think Rogue One is probably the best Star Wars of Disney. I don't know. David, do you agree? Disagree?
Was that one of your Criterion collection ones you got?
No. No, none of his movies.
I think Rogue One's definitely in contention for it. I think it might be. And I think what's the best about that is the fact that they were able to do that without it being about Jedi. It was actually a new part of the Star Wars universe of things that weren't just lightsabers and the Force. So
yeah,
I definitely really like that. It was great.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say good things about Rogue One.
You didn't like Rogue One?
Oh, I know a lot of people who don't like Rogue One.
If
I wanted to watch Rogue One, I would just read the before the movie thing on New Hope.
No, see, I hear people always saying good things about Rogue One. I think that's considered like, yeah.
Yeah, do I hear people say it's not necessary? Yeah, but usually people say it's good.
Yeah.
It's not like The Last Jedi. Yeah, The Last Jedi was the one where people were like at each other's throats at my work, and I was like, guys, it's just a movie. It's not good, but it's just a movie. I don't know. David, did you like Last Jedi? No. Look at that. He said no. It's okay.
No, I feel like it just threw
trilogy
so much in the face of the original movies that was not logical of where the storyline should have gone.
Yeah, and which is bad because they have all these books. I don't know. That's a topic for
exactly. I don't know why they wouldn't just follow, or at least take some of the extended universe stuff. Instead, they're just like, remember those books a lot of people liked? Fuck them. Throw those out. We're not doing that shit.
Get rid of them. Are we going to borrow them at least? Nah.
Here's a girl.
Yeah. Which they had one. They had Mary Jade, right?
I don't know if they're doing. I don't know if it's a movie or not. I sent you the thing.
The Ray movie
No, they're doing.
that's coming up.
I think
The
it's a.
Brown
I
Kid
think it's gonna
movie?
be a TV show. It's gonna be like the about the crime syndicate and like Kara and stuff.
I don't know. They got rid of the
And-
Acolyte. I don't know how many more chances they're going to take on stuff.
Well, they're gonna do a Mole and Kara thing TV show. I'm okay with them getting rid of the Acolyte.
I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining, but
I mean, I
Who knows
think
what
they're
they're gonna do.
learning. I think they're learning because we look at it with Blade. They threw out that last script because they said, "Hey, people are going to come from Blade, and he's barely in the movie."
I heard something about like his daughter was going to be in it
Yeah, so it was someone
as more of like
completely
the main
different.
character or something.
Yeah.
And she's also like a daywalker vampire. Like what?
Yeah, I was just like, make Blade. Like that would make you a ton of money. Like put him out
Like
there.
who wanted that? Who was like, yes, this is what we wanted.
Somebody, and then somebody was like, you know what? No, not anymore. We're just gonna make it about Blade. It might be Wesley Snipes again. We're not sure. But before we get too carried away, that is just our brief little recounting of Jurassic World, a Rebirth, and the like 4 things that have come out. Perhaps if you guys want, we will do more of a little get together of us as more information comes out and trailers and stuff, and discuss it more. David, anything people should be looking out for on your channel?
No, we're just wrapping up our Disney stuff this weekend. That'll be our last video with the Magic Kingdom, and some more exciting stuff coming up soon. And then, of course, October launching into spooky season with some cool stuff. So, lots to look forward to.
And speaking of Disney, I heard a rumor around the office today you might be returning to a deep dive about a Disney movie. Is that true? Was this my phone?
I
was just reading
I
it.
don't like to count it as a Disney movie. Funny enough, I'm not going to give it all away, but the hints are it is kind of related to what we've been talking about, and it is very strongly linked to what is, bar none, the absolute worst Pixar movie of all time.
All right, so if you guys want to
So
see,
we'll get into that later, but that'll be something fun.
Right, Brendan, you'll be back. Obviously, we're doing our sports chat, so it'll be on the channel more. You've passed 100 videos on the channel, so congrats there. I think this is your this will be like 103rd now. So good job.
Next stop, world-renowned sought-after author.
I don't think Brendan knows that one.
That's okay. That's what he's going to become.
No.
You heard it here first.
Brendan, if someone tells
hey.
you,
Remember us when you start getting invited to these major, huge conventions, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
and they're going to tell you that you can't tell us, but you can. It's okay.
Well, Keegan, we all know that I don't hide things from you.
Well, I know. I invite people to all this cool stuff. I'm like, come hang out. I'm like, don't tell anybody, but I wouldn't tell you, if I couldn't, Just seems so weird. I don't know. Matt, you'll be back, right? We're gonna be doing some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Getting some good sports talk going on again, and getting a little bit
Could
of
you
normal
imagine
feedback.
if this is where Matt was like, well, actually, Keegan, I've been meaning to tell you. He just announces his retirement. He's just like, I'm done.
Matt's just like, I signed a contract with this book label. I'm like, what's the name?
Well, they promise great things. Really good things will happen.
Hey, man, you got to look after yourself sometimes. I get it.
Hey, that definitely sounds like what we were pitched, right, David?
I mean,
There's going to be some cool people there.
I can't tell you who they are, but you're going to know them. Yeah.